The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
And I'm ready to go crazy because the Celtics are going all the way.
Hey, Nick, go handle our light work.
Bowl games matter.
I would like a cold cut sandwich.
Attaboy, Hartford.
You can call him Eamon Owens because he ain't got no D and he ain't got no J.
James Madison.
Turn your body cams off. Do what you do.
Hey, everybody, what is going on? It is Tuesday night. That means it is time for another edition of Craft Root Sports. I'm laughing at the comments already because the fourth comment down is Tyson saying first. As four other comments are above him, he claims first. You were not first, Tyson, but good to see you. Biscuit, Gabe, Matt Barr. Hey, everybody. Good to see y'all. Sarah, she's got a snow day tomorrow. Congratulations. This is Craft Root Sports. I'm Mike. That's Scott. Scott, how you feeling, man?
Every day is a snow day if you believe it to be. I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. I was waiting for a bunnies joke in there. I'm
think a little hard about what I said. You'll get it.
I'm not used to you doing subtle humor. You're hammering me over the head with it.
No, I wanted to go lightly.
It's good to see you, man. It's dude.
Spring training.
Full teams are here. Like it's baseball season, baby.
We're back. Push that crap football to the side.
I'm so stoked, man. You guys did an awesome job on Backwards K last night. Scott and Chris broke down the AL East. Very good show last night. So if you haven't checked that out, go do that. Scott, now you guys are doing that every week, right? Leading up to the start of the season.
Yeah. We're going to go division by division, and it'll time us out right to the start of the season, the end of March.
Can you do a little bit better job this year than you did last year with your predictions of who's going to make the playoffs?
I'm going to try. I'd like to not revisit things because it didn't work out for me or you. So, I'm going to try to do better.
It was the kiss of death, my man. It was the kiss of death. Also, another fun season starting up this week. Mookie, FC Cincinnati back starting tomorrow. It's soccer season, man. How you doing, Mook?
The anticipation is growing, and in a weird way, I think the weather is maybe good. It's like in the teens here in Ohio again, so there's like the logistics of how do we get to this match and not have fingers and toes fall off like idiots in Kansas City, but it's here. You're right. It is absolutely back. And before you know it, we'll be pounding beers in the sun on a June day, yelling at someone. I don't know who's left in our team. I don't know who I'm going to yell at the most. But now that Acosta's gone, it's all looking up, man. It's all looking up.
I was going to ask you about that because my kids cried when Acosta got traded to FC Dallas or loaned to FC Dallas or whatever the weird MLS. I don't understand the soccer transfer stuff. Like they get traded, but you don't actually get a player back. You just get cash, and it's very odd situations in soccer. But my kids cried.
Look, not to veer too early, but it's like way back in the day. You're just selling people, man. Like it's pretty straightforward. They paid us $5 million for Acosta.
I don't feel comfortable with this line of discussion anymore.
So human trafficking tonight at 8.
Yes, I mean, don't hide from that comment from Tyson.
Tyson
in the back of Ubers.
Before you know it, that's right. Before you know it, we'll be there, and it's crazy. It really is one of the shortest off seasons there is. But I gotta be honest, Scott. I saw the show title last night, and I had to take a pause, and I'm like, are y'all gonna get done before the season starts? Like, if you're going week by week, that's what, 8 weeks? You gotta be ahead of baseball. It's not that far off, is it?
No, yeah. There's only 6 divisions there, Mookie. So
we'll
be fine.
There you go.
I did some very rudimentary math and was able to nail down the start of the season, how many divisions there were, and counted it all out. It was tough, but I got there.
So it's more like hockey than it is football. You're saying, okay, all right, good to know.
Scott, hold on a second. There's 6 weeks until the season, and you're breaking down a division every week.
That math ain't math.
I know you just said you worked it out so that you'll lead you right up to the start of the season, but is that going to take you to the start of the season or what? Where are we at here? What are we working with?
You know, you got new math, you got girl math, and then you got Mookie math.
That's a scary math. That's the kind of math where you steal your kid's social security number to sign up for some bonus. That's that kind of math.
And $5 gets you 200, right? Like, it'd be silly not to take advantage, right? Like, why not? Why don't you fire the shot?
Mookie math. Love it. Listen, we got an awesome show tonight. We got to talk about the Big Ten and the SEC trying to take over college football completely, ruining the sport that we love. I want to talk about Netflix getting sued by some Last Chance U kids. We also have to talk about Illinois and their botched jersey retirement ceremony over the weekend, because I have been laughing all weekend long at that. I also want to talk about the most insane MMA fight that I have ever seen. And then maybe if we have some time, well, minor league baseball rebrands, boys. Everybody's the time of the year, new minor league baseball team names. All of that, plus whatever random tangents Mookie takes us down coming up tonight. Let us know in the comments what you were drinking. We're going to start right there with what is in our cups. Scott, we're rating this as always on Caesar's scale, dog or no dog. What are you drinking tonight?
We continue the journey, but we take a little bit of a step back. We had tipped up to the top of the scales at 8.3 last week, but we're back with another urban artifact. This week, it's Chime. It is their vanilla orange. And like I said, take a little step back on the ABV. This is only 6.7%, but holy hell is it a dog. It tastes like an Orange Julius. It also kind of tastes like a little bit of a dreamsicle, because I mean, you know, vanilla and orange. I'm assuming that's what they're going for. And then it kind of just tastes like, you know, like when you were a kid and you had like orange drink. Not quite tang, but it tastes like orange drink. You know what I'm
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, straight with all the preservatives and all the stuff in it from the 80s. Orange drink. It's dog, man. Like, God, I love these sours, man.
Look, if you can call a drink an alcoholic orange drink, like that's
yes,
immediate dog. There's no question about it.
Yeah, when I saw vanilla orange, I got excited because I'm like, oh man, I'm guessing that they're going for dreamsicle, and they nail it. But it's really good.
Scott,
don't even notice the loss of the ABV.
I almost picked up. I saw Urban Artifacts original pickle in the store this weekend, and I almost picked some up because I haven't seen it in ages.
I was just gonna say I haven't seen that one. All the ones that have been on the shelf, that is not one of them I've come across. I mean, not since we've had it.
I don't know how old it was that was sitting there, but I almost got it anyways. But man, that's the one that like. Urban Artifact really steps out of the comfort zone with the pickle beer.
Yeah.
Speaking of old beers, Mookie, what are you drinking tonight? Rated on Caesar scale, dog or no dog?
Oh, it's a dog. And I was a little nervous too, because I went to check into it and I saw that I had already checked into it once before, and I'm like, shit. So I had the first beer in 2022 when I got them, and I'm having the second one now 3 years later. I hope it's still good. Boy, does breakfast at Wiley's French Toast deliver, though, man. Scott, Mike, you would love it because it's, yes, an oatmeal stout, 7.5%, and it's every bit of a French toast. But it's like a crispy French toast, like a well-done one, because it's got that nice, like, caramelization to it. And
that's just because it's 3 years old.
Oh, shit. I mean, maybe that's true, too, but it works, you know, like... Sometimes the French toast is burnt and you're like, you know what? Not mad about it. We're just doing it a different way today.
Man, I have not had a French toast stout. And look at how dark that beer is. Oh my God, does that look
There ain't no looking through that.
That's extra aged.
And it's funny too, because they're oh yeah, there you are. You can see the outline of the OH, but you can't actually see the black Ohio silhouette because the beer is just that dark.
But I can see your monitor reflecting off of it.
Yeah, that's cool. Neat. All the more reason to tune into the video stream on YouTube Live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., folks.
There you go. Good plug. Good work. You almost nailed it. Just a slight trip up. You're getting better. Tyson, yes, I'm sorry. USA versus Canada on Thursday. We'll talk Four Nations hockey. I need Scott to break down what happened over the weekend and what we can expect. A lot of injuries.
Ka-chuck!
Ka-chuck, ka-chow.
Kapow.
Ka-chuck, kapow. All right. That's the kind of analysis you can look forward to.
That's right.
Chuck Kapow. Gabe said he's drinking Hit the Ground Running, a hazy IPA from Resident Culture Brewing Company, 7% ABV. He says it is a dog. Sarah is drinking the BS Brew Works Shady West Coast IPA that she said she was going to drink last week, but she forgot. It's 7.5% ABV. She says it is a dog. Matt Barr said, "You're so golden, double juicy golden IPA from Hardywood here in the River City, 7.5% ABV with a smooth finish." Dog, look at all these 7%ers in the comments. Like, comment section is going to be fire tonight with everybody just pounding 7%ers. I love it. Gabe wanting to know, does the pickle beer have pickle juice in it, hydrating while dehydrating? That's a great question. I don't know. Scott, do you know if it's got actual pickle juice in it?
I don't think it did when we talked about, because the sours just like mimic the flavors, right? So it's not.
Well, no, they'll use like actual fruit, like, you know, the actual fruit.
Yeah, I don't remember if that one did then. Unless they just had some brine in it.
Maybe it was the brine. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know, Gabe. We'll search it for you and figure out. Biscuit said he's drinking orange cream Coke Zero. It's like a liquid push pop. If I had this as a treat after winning baseball games when I was young, I would have tried harder. It's a dog. That's solid. That's real solid. I'm joining the audience tonight with an IPA. This one I got just for the name, and I saved it for FC Cincinnati's start of the season. This one's called Header Juice, and it's got a little juice box there, taking the soccer ball off the dome. It's 5.5%. It's a little bit lighter, but dude, this is so hazy. Look at that on the beer. It is completely fuzzed up. I love it. That is fantastic. Absolute dog on this one. Big fan of this one. I'm upset with myself for only buying one. Let us know in the comment section what you guys are drinking, whether or not it is a dog. Fellas, we are starting this show off. It's baseball season. It's soccer season. So we're going to start off with some football. All right, boys. Everybody wants to complain about the transfer portal and NIL ruining college football, but that is not what is going to ruin college football. It is the Big Ten and the SEC that are going to ruin college football. So last spring, the Big Ten and the SEC were trying to gain some control, push for expanded playoffs, push for some more bids to the playoffs, and everybody said, no, we're not doing that. But for some reason, and I think the reason is the Big Ten and the SEC threatened to just pull out and make their own playoffs. So they signed.
I mean,
in Ohio, you got to pull out soon.
That's right. Horns up.
Or pay a fine.
Go Horns.
Do jail time. Was that intent? Throw the flag.
May not be intent, but a damn sure better have had consent.
They ain't worried about that.
Scott, you mixed up the law. If you do pull out is when you get jail time. You can't.
Oh, what?
You're not allowed.
I'd have been fine in my heyday. I don't worry. I had no intentions. Pull out game week. Maybe they should rebrand it to that. Pull out game week law. I feel like it might get more traction then. They name these bills after these kids when they die. God damn.
I just picture now the judge being like, you were fined $10,000, your pull-out game's weak. And just
there's your promo.
Anyways, so the Big Ten and the SEC threaten Sarah quoting some every sperm is sacred, every sperm is great. If a sperm gets wasted, God gets quite irate. Is that Life of Brian? Is that what that one's from? Anyways, so the Big Ten and the SEC threatened to pull out and start their own playoffs. So everybody else signed this memorandum of understanding that said, listen, we will give you guys more control next year. Like what you guys could take over next year, just not this. We're not expanding before we've even played any of these playoff games. And the Big Ten and the SEC have said, great, we're doing it our way now. So they're supposed to get input from all of the conferences. They're supposed to get an understanding. And they have said, basically, tough shit, we're doing this how we want to do it. The playoffs are going to be expanded. Starting next year, most likely, we're going to see at least 14, probably 16 teams. The Big Ten and the SEC are guaranteeing themselves. Am I missing a comment section off? Is that what's happening?
No, I'm legit laughing at this whole. They're just going full on Trump with it.
They've totally issued executive orders. They're trying the judicial branch. They're ignoring Congress. They're plowing through with what their vision of what the college playoff should be. So they are guaranteeing the Big Ten and the SEC 4 spots each in the playoffs. So out of a 14-team playoff, we're going to have
8 of 16.
This is so bad.
Yeah, at least 8 of 14, or at least 8 of 16 in this one. They're going to give the ACC and the Big 12 2 bids each. 1 bid to the group of 5 winner, and then that leaves either 1 at-large bid or 3 at-large bids, depending on which model they go with. They're calling it the 4-4, 2-2, 1+1 model. Very easy naming on that one. This is it, boys. Like, it's going to come down to just the Big Ten and the SEC. They saw what Notre Dame did. This is bullshit that Notre Dame got $20 million out of themselves. We need to pack the court. Everybody, get them all in.
Flood the zone. So, but here's where I struggle. And like, so they're going to go to 16, which would mean no buys, right? Isn't that the way that they had it structured?
16 teams would be no buys. 14 is only the first 2 seeds get a buy, but 16, nobody gets a buy.
So where they're going to immediately run into issues. Well, okay, maybe not. This might not be as bad as I thought. Because Big Ten this year,
are they doing it the same as they did before with the on-campus games?
That detail hasn't been talked about, but most likely they gotta keep
that. That's
everybody loved that, so I don't.
Yeah, they can't get rid of that.
Although I could see the SEC being like, "Nah, fuck you. We are not traveling."
They're like home field advantage if you're in the SEC or Big Ten. Otherwise, you're traveling.
Neutral site, baby. If we're the home team, it's at our stadium. If we are not the home team, neutral site. That's how this is going to work.
I'm just like, to me, I'm a little surprised they haven't made that leap to where it's like the Big Ten will get all the first round home games on this side of the bracket, and the SEC will get the 4 over here, and then y'all can fight amongst the scraps for who we're going to play. Because where I thought this was going to land, and I looked at the standings. So from the Big Ten last year, you'd have Oregon, IU, Penn State, Ohio State. Sounds familiar. And then from the SEC, you would ended up with Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama. I was waiting for it to be like, just wait till you get one of those years or one of those situations where you have like Rutgers end up beating Oregon in the first round because of the way things get seeded, and then they'll immediately rug pull and change everything to guarantee Big Ten teams don't eliminate each other in that first round.
That's why I don't understand, like, why give the Big Ten and the SEC this power in the first place, to just cede over this power to them to be like, no, go ahead. You guys just run this now. Like, you're the 2 biggest conferences, so you run it, because I guess the other conferences need them more than they need the other conferences. So now college football, as we know it, is totally going to change now, fellas. Now, there is one little caveat that I found in here that was kind of interesting. In that 14 model, that at-large bid, it would guaranteed go to Notre Dame if Notre Dame finishes in the top 14, because we can't pass up that payday.
Yeah.
That payday, we need to back that Brinks truck up. So if
Yes,
Notre
sir.
Dame is in the top 14, guaranteed they get the at-large spot, not just one of the at-large spot, the only at-large spot that's available. They've basically completely neutered the playoff committee. The playoff committee is pointless now because you're essentially getting the ACC title game, the Big 12 title game, and then 4 members of the Big 10 and the SEC in the tournament. Highest group of 5 champion. So that is now, relegated. Like, the committee has no say except for maybe 1 to 3 teams. And they don't even get to say if Notre Dame's in the top 14. So they're literally just seeding at this point. So the committee itself is just gone. The Big 10 and the SEC has taken that power away. Scott, you're right. This is just a hostile coup. They just Elon Musk this shit.
They did. They just came in and pushed it. Like, I like that they did give it a year too, almost like that first term where they're like, we didn't know the rules last time, so we're gonna come in like just a ball of fire in the second go around. This year, fuck all your rules. We're not doing any of that. We're doing it this way. You don't like it? And they essentially did. They made sure that they'll get 8 SEC Big 10 teams. And then you get Notre Dame, because what are the chances that they're going to fall out of 14, in the way things are. So you're guaranteeing that there it is. Those are 9, those same 9, it'll be some combination with the Big 10 and the SEC, they'll rotate around and whatnot, but 9 teams will guaranteed be that every year of this. And that's only 1 year. Like next year, they really will. If there's something that they kind of didn't anticipate or that gets a little fudged next year, it'll be like, if this isn't an all SEC Big 10 final, we're going to have to figure out whatever loopholes there are and close them. So the next year, it'll be like, all right, whatever, you're out. We're doing it this way. So I just love it that it'll just keep on moving the goalposts and whatever it is, that'll just be like, you know what? We're going to do what we were going to do from the get-go. SEC versus Big 10. Fuck it. There it is.
I just love this idea that they signed this memo and they're like, okay, we're going to give you guys this power, but you have to ask us. You have to get our input on this before you make any changes. Like, okay, yeah, sure.
They signed it on a bar napkin. This agreement.
Sure, yeah, we'll take your input. We're a very valuable input there from Dabo. Yeah, great, Dabo. Good input. We're doing it our way. We don't care. Sarah is saying entitled bitches, that's why. And Matt Barr said, this is why college football is stupid. I've said it for years. There are fans that are excited about this, guys. I was reading.
Yeah, there are fans that are excited about what's happening in the country, too.
Scott, that's not quite a hard right turn that we're supposed to do on this.
It was, but like it wasn't one where I could hit the drop. So take it all the way, man. Just next time, close the loop.
Sorry, I SEC Big 10 did. I didn't.
Yeah, come on, man.
Didn't close that loophole. I'll get it around next time.
Here's the thing, and this is one of the most tired talking heads questions. But like, are we done now? Like, is this it? And I feel like the answer is no. But like, what's next? Like, where are they going to take this insanity next after this?
What's next is when you have 2 ACC teams and 2 Big 12 teams that get in, that one of each shouldn't be in, and then the SEC and the Big 10 is like, no, we deserve those spots too, because Ole Miss would have been better than this second ACC team. So we're bringing in 5. We get 5 each. So out of the 14, we're taking 10 spots, and then you all each get 1 spot.
So then
minus the one we get for Notre Dame.
How do we fast forward through this story? Because where this leads then is ultimately the 2 behemoths turn on each other and then they start going at it. And like, that's the chaos I'm here for.
I know. I cannot wait till it's must be Trump. It is going to be the best. That's when the shit gets really exciting, yo.
I mean, I do. Let's not completely fuck the 401k, Scott. But like, what does happen when the SEC and the Big 10 go and lock horns? You know what I mean? Like, who folds first? Who blinks?
I don't know. I
Big
don't
Ten.
no, the Big Ten doesn't
Yeah.
play. Bro, are you kidding me? We won the last 2 championships. We're the Big Ten. We're football. There's Big Ten football. They're not going to play.
When it comes to football, the South is so stubbornly dumb. You really
Yeah.
think anyone's going to get them off their spot?
No.
But the Big Ten thinks they're so high and mighty after the last 2 years, especially this last year where like the SEC teams had to actually travel and not have home games throughout the entire playoffs and looked terrible. The SEC in general looked awful. So the Big Ten their chests are pumped out, man. What are you talking about? They are flying high right now after winning back-to-back national.
Yeah, sure, right now. But like, I don't think the Big Ten and SEC are going to go head to head like for full dominance over this playoff for I call it 2 years, right?
Well, it'll be next year. Next year they won't, and then the year after that
Right.
they will, because they'll be like, fine, 15 out of the 16 spots go to us, and then Notre Dame can have one.
Right.
Okay, great.
And then the year after that, they'll go head to head, and then that's when the Big Ten's like, you know what? But we care about academics. We'll go work on our research grants, and the SEC is like, good. Leave football to the men who know what they're doing.
Sarah said the South just
right, exactly. Like they will outlast
the
you.
Confederacy.
Which is ironic because in New Girl they call that strategy Bidening. You just hang around long enough. You're always there, so you're there when there's nobody left around.
Guys, how long until this is just like unwatchable? Like completely unwatchable.
Oh, it'll never be unwatchable. Like again, Mike,
is that just because Notre Dame has a spot? Is that why you're saying that?
Well, yeah, I do think that factors in. Where like every time these things come up, I'm just gonna like, I don't really care.
Notre Dame, you don't have a spot, and you have to join either the Big Ten or the SEC. Like that, then you're
until it gets to that point. But I think they will collapse in on each other before that happens to us, Mike. So that's why I'm like not terribly concerned. Or we'll be like, we'll start our own splinter league or something. We'll try to USFL our way out of this, and then that will buy us time for the SEC and Big Ten to tear each other apart.
I want the Big Ten to bring its son to work and tell the SEC to shut the fuck up because it's not the president anymore.
Sell out.
Shush your mouth. Shush your mouth.
I so badly wish that he would have just snapped and just because we didn't even have to hit the kid, but just like flinched. Because that's what he was saying to himself inside his head. It was like, don't smack that kid. Don't smack that kid in front of the world. Like, come on, be cool. And Sarah's absolutely right. Like, who doesn't look at a train wreck? We're never going to not watch college football. Like, that is non-negotiable. So they can do whatever the hell they want. I mean, like, what was it?
If it gets to the point where it's like 5 SEC teams, 5 Big Ten teams, I might not watch. Like, I might be out. That might be a breaking point for me. Let's do this.
I bet you $100. You will watch still in some capacity. You will still follow along with the game to a point where they will have your attention and therefore have your money.
Okay, maybe me, but let's look at Scott, who is the one who didn't like college football and then started to come around because of the new playoff system. Scott, would this be a deal breaker for you? Where would the line be where you finally are like, all right, I'm out. This is stupid.
I mean, it's really we got to see how this plays out type thing. Like how far do they push it? I mean, I don't even know where the line is for me yet. Cause I mean, in general, I'm not totally against the idea of like the 4-4, whatever, that's not crazy, but I mean, you do get to that point where it's just, all right, this is just one big SEC Big Ten invitational. And yeah, well, there's that too. That remark did kind of strike me. I'm like, wait, hold on. There's definitely a point where we will not watch college football for sure.
But you didn't watch it to begin with, so it's like they're not losing you. They didn't have you.
They at least had me for the playoffs.
I was gonna say he came around. Scott came around. It was in. He was bought into the.
I'm in. I'm in right now. Like I really think that this was an exciting version of the playoffs. I mean, I don't really see. I'm not necessarily against adding more teams, but I am against them being like, oh, well, we have to mandate that there's 4 of each from this conference and this conference. Like that's going to ruin it.
Yeah,
And
can
if
we
they
go
close
back?
those doors to the other teams altogether, then where are we at with it?
I'll let you clear that out of your throat there, Scott, because you were on the struggle bus there. I'm proud of you for getting through
I made it
but
through.
Damn,
I made it through.
damn, that was you turned into RFK for a little bit there. That got weird.
We're hitting all the high notes tonight with this administration, folks.
I just want us to go back. I'm with you. I'm okay with expansion. Go to 14 teams, go to 16 teams, whatever. I don't care. But let's take it back to when college football was the best. Let's make college football great again and just let a room full of people decide who gets to go in. Let's not do this whole like, well, it's got to be 4 from this and 4 from that. No, let Condoleezza Rice and some random people that have been put together into a room decide who gets to play. Let us grease some palms. Let us make some offers. Let us do some shady dealings. Bring college football back to when it was great, baby. You know, like not this crappy, like, oh, everybody gets a chance because the SEC gets 4 teams. No, let us buy a little favor to move up from number 8 to number 7 and get a better playoff ranking. That's all I'm saying.
I like this because we no longer have the option to buy the players under the table, right? NIL ruined that.
Yeah.
But what you can buy is a playoff committee member.
Bingo.
I like
much cheaper. Much cheaper than a player, too. You could probably get a committee member for like a couple hot dogs and a pack of Newports. Like there's a lot that you can get from a committee member.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I would
that's
usually say Carton, but
you
with
get anybody in the
these
country.
days,
America runs on hot dogs and Newports. Move out of the way, Duncan.
I don't know where the hot dogs came from, and then I mixed in like a jail reference. That got weird. Gabe said we just need to bring back the computers, aka AI. That's probably the best way to do it, right? Like run an AI model to determine every iteration. It's the
1 versus 2 faces each other at the end of that.
It's
we're
the
just going to
impetus of
circle
the
all the
wise
way
guys
back.
poll, right? To go through and say who's favored against the most teams. You're number 1. Who's favored against the next most teams? You're number 2. Like that's how we should rank these teams. Because
I'd be definitely down for that. Like that would be awesome if they just stole our thing, didn't give us credit. It'd be like everything else that's out there.
But that's the best way to know, right? That's the best way to know. These are the best.
Yes, no, agreed.
Yes, is just run it through an algorithm that determines who would be favored on a neutral site between every variation. That team gets number 1. Like that's where I think we should be heading to, rather than Big 10 gets 4, SEC gets 4, ACC gets 2, Big 12 gets 2, Group of 5 gets 1, Notre Dame gets 1, or somebody else. Like that. That's a terrible model. I don't like this. And I'm not the only one who doesn't like this. The other people that don't like it, ESPN. And they are the rights holders for the college playoffs from 2026 to 2031. They've paid $1.3 billion for the rights to broadcast the playoffs. And they're like, hey, guys,
we want a seat at the table.
Not a big fan of like alienating half of the country. So could we like maybe back up the pause on this 4 and 4 thing?
Right playoffs? Because like if they didn't buy the playoffs from the Big 10 SEC conglomerate or consortium, then they probably have bought basically the NIT.
Oh man, like, I didn't even think about this.
Yeah, right.
We are going full hostile takeover here. So
right. These are brand new LLCs they filed. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. What was it? Fuck. What's the company that had Trump coin?
I don't know.
Oh fuck. Whatever. Ruined the moment. All right. Thanks for the pass down low. Now that we're back from timeout, it's 3rd and 2.
Move this man.
Google failed me, Sarah, but that's 2.
You were doing so good, man.
I know. I just couldn't.
And I wanted to help. I wanted to help because I didn't want you to fail, but I had no idea where the hell you were going.
I was trying. I didn't either. You were all over the place, but I did like how you just kind of fizzled out and then hit us with the 3rd and 2. It was a nice way of wrapping the whole thing.
Yeah. But I think that could be it. ESPN could have bought the wrong playoffs. They could have bought the wrong tournament because
that would be amazing.
Because the Big 10 and the SEC could just say, fuck your tournament. You can invite us, but we ain't coming. We got our own thing over here. And you know where all the eyeballs and the fans are going to go, right? So,
but the question would be, if just, posit this, are they going to be playing that tournament on the CW? Because ESPN is not going to then buy the rights to the Big Ten SEC.
No, but Fox would. CBS might. I mean, what kind of great pitch is that? Hey, do you want to televise a dozen postseason games between the two best actually the only two conferences that matter in college football in prime time winter seasons when everyone's talking about watching and betting on football?
How dare you? How dare you dismiss the Mountain West Conference like that? You're saying the only two conferences that matter is the Big Ten and the SEC. How dare you? I do like this idea, though, that the Big Ten and the SEC are going to be like, what contract?
Exactly.
Did you see this memo? We're in charge now. You didn't sign this with us, bitch. Right? It was 1.3. Price just went up.
What 30-day warning period? Take me to court. See if I care.
Speaking of
that, you gonna force me to show up and play football in your stadium? Please.
Speaking of take me to court, there are several players from Last Chance U fellas that are suing Netflix and the production company, and a bunch of other people are suing the school, saying that they were pressured into being on Last Chance U. They had to sign documents that they didn't even really understand what they were signing, but basically it said,
I can buy that.
Don't agree to being filmed, you can't partake in practice. And they said that they were essentially then forced to sign this document because they wouldn't have been able to practice. There was no option for them to just practice and not be included in the documentary. So they are now suing Netflix, suing the documentary team, suing everybody. And it's names, Scott, that you actually might remember. Ronald Ollie. You remember Ronald Ollie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isaiah
Wright.
You
better roll,
John
buddy.
Franklin III. Like, these are the stars from the first season.
Is what I assumed when I saw the headline like a week ago, that there was like, I bet it's the name brand ones too. Like, they're the ones who would have the most gripes, I guess, for the whole thing.
They've got the cachet to pull it too. They said that their reputation was ruined, that they were portrayed in a way that was unfortunate for their careers, and then on top of that, they didn't have a chance to. They had to participate.
Rehabilitate themselves. This is ridiculous. I mean,
this isn't what I signed up at Last Chance U for.
Right, exactly. Like, come on now, man. This isn't like you were like, what was the Notre Dame one behind the scenes? This wasn't the college Hard Knocks where you had a shot. Like, bro, John Franklin III had 2 D1 scholarships, I believe, that he shit away. So, like, I don't want to hear this, but I'm still concerned because there's one bit of information you haven't gotten to yet that has me nervous. Did they name Miss Brittany?
They did not name Miss
Brittany.
Miss Brittany's been pretty
Okay.
smart.
This is above board then.
From all this, she made a boatload on a back end deal out of the show and got more famous than just about all of them. She fucking won. Like, somebody always wins in these things, and sometimes you have to look real hard. You don't have to look very hard on this one. Miss Brittany was the absolute winner of this entire exercise.
But good for her.
No, I'm not mad at her. I'm just saying, like, the entire story of Last Chance U and out of all of it comes Miss Brittany got paid and made a name for herself. Like, we would have no idea who she was. She wouldn't have made that money. Her story wouldn't have been out there. But that's it. That's the story of Last Chance U.
Toiling away at East Mississippi, trying to remind kids
getting berated by kids half her age.
Mm-hmm. And then instead she broke free of that hellhole and went on the talk show circuit and sold books and shit. Tank saying a few of those dudes hooked up with the academic advisor. Ronald Ollie for sure. Ollie for sure. Miss Brittany and Ollie were tight. There was something going on there.
Ollie was knocking them boots.
The funniest part about this, though, fellas, was somebody asked Coach JB, Sarah.
There's only one way to find out, Sarah. So call this Google
That's
number
a good.
5.
That's a good question.
Sarah wondering if Miss Brittany has an OnlyFans. She does have an Instagram. Seems like she had some health issues in 2024, but she's doing all right coming into 25, according to the gram.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah.
Probably with that OnlyFans money.
Help get her through it, you know?
She doesn't need the OnlyFans yet. She's still riding high
Yes.
off of like the
Last
talk
chance you
shows
money.
and-
Well, and it says she said she moved in with the right person for her, too. So, you know, things might be
Ollie.
looking up romantically as well outside of Ollie.
Did Ollie ever make the league? Is she rolling on his pension
No,
now?
I
from-
don't think
No.
so.
Rolling.
Sure?
I mean, I think he got.
Fine.
I think he got invited to the combine and all that, but I don't
What?
know.
No,
that
didn't he get kicked off the team before the season finished?
That doesn't matter because you could. It wasn't like he couldn't still get. No, I'm saying like getting invited to the
you're
NFL
right, yeah.
combine and all that has nothing to do with that. But I thought like he still got an invite to that stuff, but didn't make it.
I was gonna say, I thought he flamed out. I thought he like got an invite and then just like didn't show up to day 2 or something. Like, because he had a shot, and then I feel like I remember at the end of the season when they do that like flash screen and they just detail it out that I know what that's what it was, Scott. I thought he got another D1 offer at like Southern Miss and then just like didn't show up to training.
Yeah. That's right. That was
Which,
he finally
like-
got that shot and then didn't even end up going or whatever. Like just was like intimidated to the point that he just never showed up to the team.
Are they suing this super fat coach from like seasons 1 and 2? You know what I'm talking about?
No,
Is that dude
yes,
still alive?
what was it?
You know
Buddy?
what? I
Is
bet
that
you-
Buddy? Is that him?
Yeah.
Was it Buddy.
I hope he got him some Ozempic though, because I feel like that's all he needed really. Just a shot once a day and he'd be fine.
Tank wondering how Coach JB is not in Trump's cabinet. Great question, Tank. So they reached out to Coach JB about this, or maybe Coach JB just did it on his podcast.
You know that he did.
He's got a podcast where he just like comes very close to dropping the N-bomb and like gets really weird, and he's like smoking cigars with half-naked chicks in his hot tub and whatever JB does. But it came up where he said, you know what, maybe I'll sue Netflix too. Like they approached me, but I wasn't involved in the lawsuit now, but maybe I will. And he said, quote, "We're not actors, we're coaches, players. We had no clue about this. And the ironic part of it is I know the numbers. There's a reason that show's still on Netflix. I do believe there's some advantage being taken of us for the simple fact of the numbers that they've gotten. I know how many viewers, I know the viewership, I know the money that's involved if you just do simple math. Bitch, you were on season 3. You can't say you were taken advantage of when you were on the third season of the show. Like, I watched this for 2 years, and all of a sudden I'm like, how did they?
I should be getting taken advantage of too.
It always kills me too, though, with the reality shows where it's like, dude, you were just living your life anyways. Like, you weren't working hard to like find a character and really like unlock story. You were just going about your business, and there's a camera around. Like, don't make it like you were out there
But
really
you signed
working
the
hard
waiver for
Right. Like, you knew, man. Like, I'm sorry. Especially like you said, season 3, like, come on. You were using the show as much as you got used by the show later on. You're just mad that the shot you got to blow your career up to that next tier because of the show never happened. And they're still milking you. That's life,
So,
bro.
I can
Capitalism.
understand the kids being upset, because if it is true that they said, if you don't sign this waiver, you can't participate in practice, then you're essentially forcing them into the documentary, right? But the coach, no, you can't, bro. You are telling me that you can't go up to your athletic director and be like, we're not doing this. I'm not being a part of this. Like, this isn't what there's no way that you're getting overrun in that situation. Like, the athletic director is going to go by what you say. He doesn't want the distraction. Winning football games is more important than being on Netflix, blah, blah, blah. You can sell that. You can't tell me that the coach is out here like, no, I never wanted to do this. They took it. Like, this is the only thing I could see is if you were like, they edited it unfairly and made me seem like a psycho, except then later on you told some Jewish player that you're his Hitler. Like, you're a psychopath, JB. You can't claim anything. You don't remember that move?
I forgot that part. Yeah. It's been a minute since I watched it. I'm a little surprised. And here's the other part too. I would actually give some credence to it if he came out and was like, no, they showed stuff that kind of like that ruined my system. Like they showed enough of like tactical football stuff that people were able to beat me on the field like that. I'd be like, all right, you know what? Maybe there's something to this. But all this other stuff is just garbage.
Tank giving us a review of the Coach JB podcast. He says, dude just blacks out, watches college football, and goes live. He is definitely going to drop
In that
an
order
at some point.
Like he gets blackout drunk, then turns on the college football and goes live. Like that's kind of impressive. Like I'd really be interested in a podcast where you tune in and the host is already blackout drunk. We're watching college football again today.
I got a new idea for a podcast with Mookie. Just Mookie at every FC Cincinnati game that he goes to.
Oh, it's going to be a fun year, man. I got a lot of people to yell at. I got a lot of things to say to some of these players.
Guys, last words, how do we feel about this lawsuit? Not the JB one that he's bullshitting, just trying to get his name in the headlines, but these players, are we on their side? Or do we think this is frivolous? Where do we stand on this one, Scott?
Give the kids their money. I'm always about the people
anymore.
getting theirs. Well, whatever. Give the people that were exploited their money, and Netflix has got it. They're making money hand over fist. Just pay them.
By the way, go ahead, Mook.
I was gonna say that's the thing that kills me though. Is like I just is this the bear you want to poke? Because I feel like Netflix might swipe back and they'll get nothing except clapped across the face with a big old bear paw.
Yeah, but I mean, why not try? It's not like they're losing anything, really. Like if they're broke afterwards, they were broke going into it. So who cares?
Fair enough.
You might as well try to get rich the American way.
Ollie played 1 year at Nicholls State, had 41 tackles, 2 sacks, and a touchdown. And then left saying he wanted to play at a higher level, but then returned back to Nicholls State. He was invited to work out for the Saints for the 2019 season.
Yeah, so he was. That's what I thought he was.
All right, that was better than I
Well,
thought he
hold
did.
on. This triggered it. Like I remember this after hearing about this. He was undrafted and then was invited to the Raiders rookie mini camp and signed with the team shortly after. But he was cut during the preseason. If I remember correctly, I think he was cut on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I think Ollie was cut from the Raiders on Hard Knocks. He was the first player to be on Last Chance U and
because remember they were giving him shit and they kept calling him Last Chance U. Like that was how they were referring to him.
Poor kid, his career ended because of COVID. He went to the CFL right as COVID hit, and then never made it back.
All right. I take it all back. I hope kid gets paid. Give the kid his money, man. Like he tried. He stuck it out because I thought he folded. I thought like he had a shot, pissed it away. But I mean, look, man, it takes a lot of work to get cut out of rookie camp.
Well, it wasn't in rookie camp. He signed with the team.
No, I know, but like he came out of the rookie camp to then go and get cut. Like this wasn't like a 4th round draft pick, that walked into OTAs and whatever else. Poor guy. Hey, that USFL thing's starting up again. Maybe
I love a bow to put on it. Poor guy.
At least they ain't got that CTE yet.
Or that we know of.
Right? Yet.
Mookie, you're fucking killing it tonight, man. You're killing it, bro.
7.5% ain't bad. I tell you what. At 3 years aged, it's like a fine wine. I will say this in my I don't know. I've gotten through 15 to 20 of these like 3-year-old beers. The stouts keep a lot better.
Yes, you can age a stout.
So there's something to that, maybe. I don't know, but
hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
The Four Nations face off. We've reached the championship game. I go to Scott, our hockey expert. Scott, what'd you think of that Team USA, Team Canada game?
The battle of the tariffs. I like again, real life mirroring sport. Like I thought it was hilarious that these two were fighting each other on the ice and just whooping each other's ass at the same time that we're going against Canada and trying to make them a 51st state. Like Poetry in motion, baby.
So if you didn't see it, the Canadian
What
fans.
the hell were you doing? First
They
of all,
booed the American.
Yeah, there was like
national
nothing going on this week. That's all there was. Like, how did you miss it?
So there was the NBA All-Star game. You
like Scott said, there was nothing going on this weekend.
could have gotten sucked into Mac McClung's three-peat. I don't know. Hey, man. Who knows?
That took place like way after, though. Like,
Fair enough. So they boo the national anthem, and then the puck drops, and we get 3 fights within 9 seconds. Both Kachuk brothers and TJ Miller throw down with Team Canada. Scott, what'd you make of what Kachuk said about that? Who did I say?
you mean JT Miller?
No, I mean TJ Miller, the comedian, the guy who was in
Right,
Cloverfield and Yogi Bear. TJ Miller,
Because he was the moron out there fighting Parenko, who is like 5-6 inches taller than him. that was my favorite part of the fights. Was JT Miller skating that scrum, looking to fight someone, and the dude who stepped up to fight him, he held in there. He took the fight, but yeah, it was not going to go well for him. He did kind of get his ass whooped, but that's the American spirit, right? You go in, you punch the biggest bully in the nose, and you say, let's go, no matter what the result is, because then everyone knows you hear.
Scott, how'd you take what Kachuk said about those fights to start that game? Did you see what he mentioned?
I was just going to
that?
say I didn't catch what was said about that.
So the narrative came out that the reason why the fights happened was because Canadians have been booing the national anthem every chance they get. And that was what people were running with, was like, look at that. They boo the national anthem, and as soon as the puck drops, we drop the gloves. That's how we do it. But in actuality, the Kachucks and Miller had a group text way before that was like, we're going to fight to start the game, right? Yeah, we're just going to fight. All right, sweet, deal. And all three of them agreed to just fight at the start of the game.
That makes it even more incredible.
That's why hockey is amazing. Because you could even see, I think it was Matt, who skates into the center circle, like right before they drop the puck. You can see him skate in to shit. I forget who he fought, but he kind of curls around. You see him look over and he says something. The other guy says something back and he just nods his head. Like, he's in there going like, so be good. And the other guy's like, yeah, son. All right, great. Perfect. Like, it's one of the most beautiful things, the way that these dudes punch each other's teeth out, but then just talk about it like you would, I don't know, playing golf with each other or something.
I saw reports, and Scott, you're the hockey expert, so you can confirm this for me, but I saw reports that after the fights happened. So again, timeline, Canadian fans boo the national anthem, puck drops, 3 fights within 9 seconds. And then there were reportedly cheers of 51 coming from the American fans inside of the stadium. Scott, is that true? Was that a true story that I read, or did I get tricked by a tweet?
I hope you got tricked by a tweet. God bless. I hope that was not a thing that happened. Yikes. Because I'm actually, I got to tell you, I think I'm with Canada on this one. This is the first time I find myself not exactly. They're just like, oh yeah, they're booing a national anthem. Probably getting this one right. Yeah, I feel bad for saying that the cup should go. In fact, the cup should go back to Canada where it belongs this next go around. All right.
Wow.
Just throwing that out there until we can get our shit together. The cup should go back to Canada where they invented hockey and don't force themselves on others. Yeah.
Consent again.
It's important.
Very important. Just like Keith Kachuk had consent when he dropped the gloves in a USA-Canada game 36 seconds into it in 1996. Right? Yeah, which was surprising because Claude Lemieux is a notorious bitch. So impressive that he actually fought someone.
Sarah saying this is equivalent to their All-Star break, and they take this shit seriously. Yeah, that was the other narrative over the weekend, was like, look at what hockey is doing. Like, we just saw the Pro Bowl where they literally played flag football and didn't care at all. And then we watched an NBA All-Star game where LeBron, 2 hours before the All-Star game, was like, my toe hurts, so I'm going to sit out. And then they proceeded to complain. Draymond Green was on the broadcast going, this shit is garbage. Like, this is terrible to watch. And then you flip over and you see Team USA and Team Canada throwing fists 9 seconds into a game that's not even the championship game, just like a pool play game, throwing gloves like that. But is this the only all-star game that needs to remain? Like, after that, they should get rid of everything and just leave this one, right?
Yes. I did find it funny though that MLB tried to like get in there and like throw in some like, oh hey, we do this too. But they were like taking a shot at the NBA All-Star game, and they had put up like a picture. It was like Bryce Harper at home plate off of scoring some runs or something. It was just like, our All-Star game could never. And I'm like, are they trying to like flex and say that they're like more competitive than the NBA All-Star game? I mean, that may be true, but for different reasons. It was like not the flex they thought it was.
Remember,
and then the same breath as
the tie. Remember that one?
Yeah, and then the same breath as the hockey over there whooping each other's ass in exhibition games. Like, it was the worst timing ever. It was so baseball. Baseball was like, look, we got this really clever thing we're doing, and I'm like, you didn't think about that one before you press send, did you? You thought you were funny. It didn't come out like that. Baseball, you're so cute.
I'm just surprised they were able to post something. That's amazing to me that baseball is like able to actually put something on social media. That's wild. I thought for sure it would have been a telegram that went out.
That's probably why they didn't delete it. They were like, well, it's on social media. None of our fans saw it anyway.
Baseball has an all-star game too. Stop. Baseball plays really hard. Stop.
that ticker tape telegram coming across the wire there, man. But it is weird though, because you think about it, like, you're right. Baseball's tried it, which I'll give them credit. The World Baseball Classic is good. But
great.
What is it?
World Baseball Classic.
Well, no. Whoa. Yeah, let's not compare like the international competition type things to like the All-Star games. Well,
that's what we have to do because Tyson's saying the NHL All-Star game is.
Well, yeah, and I was
that's
what
I was
if you're talking like strictly, yes, the All-Star games themselves, like they're all trash. Like every single league at this point needs to just do away with them.
And this one matters. I think that's what it is, because it's your national teams and like a tournament that I don't know if it factors into like the Olympic rankings or anything, but like this is also part of the national teams getting geared up for next year's Winter Olympics. And so like there is a little bit more to it, but I don't know, man. Playing for your national team in hockey, I think just means a little bit more than it does in baseball. Definitely more than it does in basketball, Mr. Kevin Durant. And football's got no concept of that whatsoever. So what is it about hockey that separates it from the other two that it matters so much more, it seems?
I don't know how you could say that playing for your national team doesn't mean as much in basketball, because I feel like there is so much pressure on the basketball players to be the best that if you're on Team USA, there is a ton of pride in being like carrying the mantle of the dream team. Like, I got to push back on you on that one. And especially now that like they're.
Yes.
Scott, we got to go back. I'm not even finishing that point. I'm stopping right there because JB said when Canada is booing the national anthem, this is like being able to call your sister fat, but if anyone else does it, them's fighting words. So he is telling you can't be on Canada's side with this.
Yeah, I mean, I get the analogy, but in this case, it's like when like OJ is calling Nicole fat, like when she's pregnant. It's like, whoa, dude. Like, maybe you should chill out. You got anger issues. Like, it's you can't side with the bully in that case. So it's like, no, I totally fucking get it. Like, I'm on the side of Canada on this one. Like, it's cool. We support y'all.
Fair enough.
Those of us who know.
Weird analogy that you went to there to prove your point, but well done. making me feel awkward and grinding this one to a halt. Scott, appreciate it.
Yep.
Well, Mookie hasn't Mookied enough tonight, so somebody's got to fill in the blanks.
Scott, I want to ask you as the expert. We move on to the championship game. It's Team USA versus Canada. Team USA didn't do anything against Sweden. A lot of people said they shit the bed, including Tyson in the comment section. But I feel like that was just them. You know, they were in the championship game. It was done. You don't have to really do much. You're just there to, hey, let's just get through this one, and we'll see who we play in the championship. Yeah, a lot of injuries. So that's why I wanted to ask Scott. Scott McAvoy, that injury, how bad is that going to hurt Team USA?
Terribly. In fact, go Canada.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I don't like this heel turn. I don't like this.
Not in this.
That's what I keep saying. I don't like this heel turn either, but here we are.
Scott, you have choice. You have free will, man. You can choose different things.
I'm going to choose the right side of history. I won't align myself with evil.
Does this mean I have to cheer against us in the World Baseball Classic next year?
No, fuck that. Go USA.
Okay, all right. What if they're playing Team
Hold
Canada?
on a minute.
Hold on.
Well, okay,
Wait a minute.
if the narrative's still they want to play against, different story. But yeah, no, I mean this is right now. This is tariffs. This is.
So if this was Team
is in the
USA
present.
versus Sweden, Scott, you'd be like,
Oh yeah, we got to
Stick it to
fuck them Swedes up. Like,
Okay.
ain't no Swiss missing this bitch.
so what I'm hearing is you're pro Canada, not anti US of A.
Something like that.
Scott's like, I won't go that far, but it's okay.
Little bit from column A, a little bit from column B.
Tank is starting the rumor that Scott supports Canada
Oh,
because
God
he DM'd
bless
Drake
America.
on Twitter.
Now that's a bridge too far.
Gabe saying so Scott is Team Drake.
Oh God damn it! This has backfired spectacularly. Fuck Canada.
You brought this on yourself, Scott.
Oh man.
Which so I need a ruling because we never got to that point. Because I texted the group this weekend. I was watching the Michigan Ohio State basketball game, and in back-to-back timeouts, they played Kendrick Lamar in the first one, and then the second timeout, maybe like 90 seconds later, they played Drake. And I'm like, can you do that as an arena? Like, or are we Team Kendrick or Team Drake as an arena? Can you really cross streams like that?
I would say sure. You're appealing to everybody. You're trying to hit all the bases. You're like we're taking you're Switzerland in the beef. You're like we're not Team Kendrick, we're not Team Drake, we're Team. Let's get together and have fun. What do you think? Can you play Kendrick and Drake back to back?
I mean, yeah, old Drake, not on his new bullshit, but some OG Drake. I mean, you can as long as there's a buffer song in between, you're all right.
But there's not. It's Kendrick right into Drake.
Well, I mean, when I say buffer, like it doesn't even have to be a whole song, but like if the DJ is mixing it, like make sure that mix goes just a little bit longer into the Drake. So
Fair enough. Tank saying real Patriots ride with Kendrick, Scott.
It's kind of what I was thinking.
I don't understand a word he's saying. Get him off my TV.
JB's. Hard right turn.
Sell out.
Tank wants to know: can you play Kanye in an arena?
whoa,
Get your album
jeez.
cut off. Boy, normally I would be like, yes, you can play College Dropout, but I don't know
But
anymore.
now,
Yeah, that line's getting real
That's
blurred.
risky.
Jesus,
Yes.
man.
I don't feel good about
Messy.
that. Oh, that's one of those like R. Kelly pops up on the playlist. I'm like, oh, I got a thumbs down this, right? Like I have to. I got a thumbs down. I love Ignition Remix, but not this much. Now, like
no.
You have to go
hold on.
thumbs down, though.
Most R. Kelly, yes, but Ignition Remix, there's exceptions to every
Ignition
rule.
Remix
Like,
is so good. It's
yeah, I
so
mean,
good, but I'm like,
there's
oh.
fire, and then there's we can skip this one. This is down. This is thumbs down for the cause. But Ignition Remix, like maybe just don't thumbs up it, like.
Oh, just
Right.
let
You just gotta
do I
get
have
that
to
Yeah,
message.
like at you.
next song, or
Yeah.
do I
No,
just,
you gotta just let
track?
it play out. Like, let it play out, like, so that the algorithm makes sure that it plays again, but don't like thumbs up to encourage it to play.
See, isn't this some crazy shit the way we like respond now to these algorithms? Because I do the same fucking thing where I'm like, I want to watch this video or this TikTok, but I don't want more of them, but I gotta see this one through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the shit that drives. Like, fuck. The other night, I fell into this. Oh my god, so much high school pitching because the thing they do now is they practice. Sure. Is they put the GoPros either right next to the catcher, like where the ump would sit, or they'll put them on the freaking masks, dude. And it's crazy. It's crazy watching a 92-mile-an-hour slider. I tell you what,
coming right.
I feel like I could hit it still, but like it wouldn't be easy.
Let's pause.
So I just got to let Ignition Remix play. I can't interact.
You can't thumbs up it. You don't have to thumbs down it.
But Kanye, yes, I've got a thumbs up. Like through the wire.
Oh, no. Just skip forward. Just skip. Just skip.
I'm not thumbs down.
Okay.
We're not like a thumbs down. Like
I think JB hit it. You let the hook play to Gold Digger. So like you don't go all the way through.
That's a trap.
That is a trap.
I just need to know when can I. Okay, so all right. So Ignition Remix, we're saying no interaction, let it play.
Yes.
Through the wire.
And if you scroll back when it gets to the end to listen to it second time without actually clicking to skip back to listen to it a second time, that's okay too with Ignition.
Two plays of Ignition.
Two plays, but it's got to be continuous. Like you can't hit the skip button. Because that'd be like a second play.
Two pumps.
Two pumps.
Just 2 pumps.
Two pumps.
Third pump. That's a problem. Okay,
third pump that'll get you in trouble in Ohio.
That's right. You're playing with it now.
Unless you're
the wire. The wire comes on afterwards. I have to skip through the wire. I can't.
Yes, until further notice, we got to skip. I mean,
damn.
Like he's
all right.
Canceled with the Nazi stuff. Like
I'm glad we're clearing this up though.
Yes, we got to skip.
Important.
What if he's not the main art? What if it's like Paris and it's him and Jay-Z? Do I have to just like? Can I listen to Jay-Z's verse and
what
then
if it's like what?
Skip? Paris.
What if it's like what?
People that go to Paris.
What the hell is Paris?
That's another trap. I ain't falling for that shit, Scott. I know what I'm doing.
What is this song Paris you speak of? I don't know anything about Paris. No, again, you got to use discretion here. I think I'd be like, well, that's not just a Kanye song and it's a banger. Like we're gonna let it go. Him by himself. Just feels
all of his
things are tight. Just like we got it's like things are hot, so we got to let it cool off. Like we get a little distance between him and this Nazi thing, we can go back to listening to it. But right now it's hot. Nougas there they go. Nougas.
Gabe saying nougas in Paris. and for confirmation too, all Diddy songs are just a hard thumbs down.
Oh yeah. Diddy, your thumbs down, and yeah.
Which should also give you the auto
it's a Mace song that Diddy's on because Mace.
Well, yeah, we ain't thumbs down and no Biggie, so sometimes he slips through.
Yeah,
guys, this is so hard to keep track of all of this.
Look, the other day, look before they threw out the case, the Jay-Z came on. I was like, Then I listened to it, but I was like, at the fact.
Wait, they threw out the case? Sorry, hold on.
Oh yeah. They threw out the case.
Because it was bullshit, or just because legally they couldn't convict.
My guess is that money prevailed. Then they're gonna get off. But whatever. That's all I need.
There's still some gray area there. That's
no. There's no charges. Jay-Z's good.
Okay.
Go back to regular bumping. No pausing. Just bangers.
Okay. It would be great. It would be great if we could just live and treat each other as human beings with respect, so I don't have to think so fucking much about what I'm listening to on my YouTube playlist. Like this,
it'd be nice. Yeah, I know it'd be nice if human beings could not be pieces of shit, right?
Right? Like, I don't know.
How crazy would that be?
Rape each other? Like, come on, man. Is that asking a whole lot? Apparently, it is.
And then if you're gonna, then don't make bangers. All right. Like if you're gonna be a human piece of shit, don't make art that I can enjoy. Yeah. Like,
there it is. There it is.
Don't be a hit king in baseball.
Be a complete piece of shit.
Like, do just like live your life like the giant piece of shit that you are. Don't do things that people may enjoy. Okay, don't bring your moral conundrums up in my
Be
business.
your true, authentic self 24/7, which is a pile of shit. Like, don't trick us. Don't trick us into this. That's it. God damn.
Profound, right?
You know. Yeah, in the year of our Lord NIL 2025, it is profound shit. Do we have to give that up? Is it the year of our Lord Tariff 2025 now? Is it changed? Or are we still NIL? It should probably be the Big Ten SEC collabo, whatever that's going to be called.
Okay,
Who's
so
got more
down
power?
comes
Wait, hold on, real quick. Hold on. Who's got more power? Elon, the SEC, or the Big Ten?
Who blinks first?
I sip. Oh god, I hate to have to say this, but I'm sipping Elon because that power is way
that's
deeper.
We're
real
thinking of
fucking
Mars,
power.
right?
I am chugging the SEC, drain pouring the Big Ten. There's your
Fair enough.
oil money, as mentioned earlier.
Good call. Yeah.
Scott, All Falls Down comes on, and when I go to grab my phone to skip, the phone falls in between the seat and the console. So now the phone's down. I don't have.
You can't risk lives. You got to let it play out.
I didn't know if I had to pull over and
No.
the
I mean,
car.
again, let's not go out of our way. We just have to, like, the fact that you're like, if I could reach this phone, I'd skip it. Grr, like that's good
enough. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
like like we got to be practical
jeez.
about these things. Yeah. Oh, the phone slipped out of my hand. Whoops.
Daddy, why do you keep putting your phone between the car seat and the console? Like, aren't you trying to listen to music on the car on it? That's just what I picture in the car rides in Mike's house.
Tyson saying, hasn't Ye doubled and tripled down on the Nazi stuff? Yeah.
We've definitely given more than one get back. Like,
that's
why we're in skip territory.
He has sent his heart out to people several times.
And he's not taking any of them back either. He's
No.
not receiving any hearts in return.
JB saying Scott thinks Snow's Informer is the greatest rap song ever written. And then Biscuit saying, does this mean I can listen to Canada rap legend Snow again without judgment? I don't know who was judging you in the first place, Biscuit, but Snow, listen, might be some cultural appropriation there. Snow's the man. They brought him back. Daddy Yankee brought him back. He did a song with Katy Perry and brought Snow back, and I was like, this is amazing. I love. And then Tank pointing out, why didn't God switch Pete Rose and Mother Teresa's personality?
Seriously, right?
I mean,
like,
it's that easy. Shit. Yeah. Why didn't we do that?
It's a remix to ignition. I'm fresh out the kitchen.
See. You're not just gonna skip that. Like
you can't.
It's like the Hall of Fame. We have to acknowledge that there were some bad things that happened, but look at this amazing thing that also took place.
Sipping on Coke and rum. I'm like
I'm
drunk. It's a freaking weekend, baby.
Like when you're rolling around with the kids, you're like, now he's not a very good guy, but this is a fucking banger. This is what we call a banger, and sometimes bangers just gotta be. Like, look at how many home runs Barry Bonds hit. But yes, he was a giant asshole and probably took steroids. Like, okay, fine. But also, lots of dongs.
Pause?
Oh, shit. It's 3rd and 2.
I was just trying. We're still talking hockey, aren't we? We moved on.
Oh yeah, we haven't
hockey.
switched the job.
Let's actually switch it up now. Now that Scott brought up dongs, let's go ahead.
Might as well.
Here's the pitch. Oh shit!
As we mentioned at the top of the show, this week, first full team workouts. Spring training is here. We got games that are starting up here in like 4 days. very exciting. We're according to Mookie, more than 6 weeks away from opening day.
Oh, it's like 7.
Math in verifying that we are 6 weeks away. So that means, fellas, it's minor league time. Like, this is when minor league teams steal the headlines, because each and every year minor league teams reveal alternate identities, which I found out doing research for this. There's an actual contest for this. Minor League Baseball runs a contest for the best alternate identity throughout the season, and fans can go and vote on it and determine who was the best alternate identity. Did you know that was a thing, Scott? Did you know they did that?
I did not, but this goes to show that minor league baseball is the greatest, because just the marketing and the fun of this is just something that is very unique to minor league baseball.
It is always puzzled me is that they get this so right, and yet none of it ever translates to the bigs.
Well,
how's that possible?
I mean, I think we know why that's possible, why that happens.
White men.
Oh, WGs.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go through some of these minor league rebrands that have been announced, and we'll try to narrow this down to a sip, chug, drain, pour. I don't know if we can even do it. We might just have to do fire or dumpster fire on these, because I have compiled, what do we got here? 7. Is this how we got Nugas? No, Sarah, that's just there. Nugas is OG. That's that. Although they did try a rebrand, I was like, don't rebrand. You're good. You're good with Nugas. Don't mess with perfection. All right, so let's do fire or dumpster fire on these. The first one that we are going to display is the Reading Fighting Phils. They have rebranded, and they actually announced 2 alternate identities this year. The first one is this little guy here, the Reading Flapjacks. Their mascot is a pancake holding a megaphone in the baseball
because you see so many of those.
Pad of butter, and he's just got like syrup dripping down his head, like he's doing a press conference for Trump in front of a landscaping company. Like that's what his syrup looks like. How do we feel about the Reading Flapjacks, fellas?
Fire. I mean,
fire. And I got to tell you, I'm not going to get too far into this before I just drop it on you. I want to save this for the show. I almost said it in the group text earlier, but you have me genuinely if you take food and give it human properties with these minor league logos, like making angry food or happy food with this, where you get the little details, like, you know, the biscuits with the butter, and you got the butter in the glove. Like I'm a sucker for this shit. This is always going to be fire for me. And this isn't even an angry Flapjack. Look at how happy
so happy.
He's so happy. I love this. This is
Gabe saying he's a knockoff Buckeye.
I'll get the fuck out.
And Sarah saying he looks like the time guy from Loki.
Yes.
And that's it. He does look
Miss Minutes. Yes, it does look like Miss Minutes, but I'm here for it. Even stealing that. Again, anytime minor league logos take something and make it an angry or a happy real life version, a personal of something, I'm here for it. Like,
well, and I don't think this one's like an unfriend. Like, this guy feels like he's a very positive character. You know, everyone's having fun today. It's a great day to be at the ballpark. Like, this is really
wholesome.
It's very wholesome and optimistic. Mike, what do you think this Flapjack would sound like if it had a voice?
He would definitely have some like Mickey Mouse characteristics to his voice. So I feel like this guy's out here. He's just like, come on, Reading, here we go.
Nailed it.
That's exactly what I envisioned hearing in my ears. Thank you, because I knew I would.
They're also nailing it. Scott loves personification with food. Bonafide fatty. No doubt. Like, no doubt. But I mean, it's even when with the chicleta.
Oh yeah.
The angry. He got an angry flip flop. Like, come on, that shit's gold.
forgot about that one.
Yeah, I mean, and it was on fire.
There, that's 6 Googles today. That's a lot.
Tank said this mascot is happy you're hungover and won't judge if you have a Bloody Mary. Just a little bit of the hair of the dog that bit you. Come on,
This mascot is definitely used to like get you to do drugs. Like it's just one hit. Just one hit of the Flapjacks is all it'll take.
All right, Reading had the Flapjacks, their other rebrand, their other alternate identity that they were going with this year is an interesting one, boys. This one, not humanoid in the mascot. There's no expression that you can pull from, but I think Scott's on board because it is also food. They're the Reading Prost, and it's a pretzel wearing lederhosen, holding a liter of Dunkel in his hand.
And yes, and you
got clogs.
I was gonna say you're wrong because it's like yes, the arms and the legs and just yes, it doesn't have eyes or anything like that. But this is what I'm looking for, like all of those little things.
This
the
is
leader
really
hose
impressive.
and the clogs, yeah, swinging a bat like
it's
with
a
the ball
Siamese twin,
tossed up.
right? Or conjoined twin or whatever. It's you've got
wow.
effectively two bodies getting
You went
together
there.
and orchestrating themselves, with the one side being the Oktoberfest side and the other one swinging a bat. Like this is a thing of beauty.
I love
Plus
this.
that-
This is fire.
Yeah, that looks like a good pretzel too. Like nice hard crisp outer crust but soft inside. Like, although I will say, and I mean it would be hard to work into the photo, but where's the beer cheese?
I mean, that's going to be a tough one to pull.
I know, but the other one had syrup for hair.
That's a good point. Andy was holding a pat of butter in his glove. Tank saying this one is fire. Sarah saying somehow this is like a conjoined twin disaster. Mookie, there you go. And then she was upset saying, "Damn it, Mookie." How do we
Sarah,
have the
broken
same
clocks right twice a day. That's all. I'm just taking the wins where I get them.
We're 2 for 2 so far, boys. Like minor
He
league
bleeds
is
beer
delicious.
cheese.
Let's go to Hartford because Hartford, they took a swing here, boys. Also, 2 alternate identities that were announced for Hartford. Previously, the Hartford Yard Goats, which is in itself a great mascot. The first one that we have from Hartford, again, Connecticut. People like to go up to Connecticut to see the leaves change colors. So Hartford decided that one game, at least this year, they're going to be the Hartford Leaf Peepers. And it is an orange leaf with eyes plugging out of a binocular.
Name
Peepers.
Name not good. Logo amazing. I want
Yeah.
that logo on a hat. That logo saves it. The Leaf Peeper.
I gotta think that they started with the logo and the illustration and backed into the name. Like
No doubt. Yeah, there's no doubt.
Like
They
this
were
is
like, wait,
totally
they threw out this logo and they're like, what do we think of this? Like what can we call this?
one of the interns was screwing around illustrating on his lunch break or maybe during happy hour, I don't know. And a VP walked by and was like, "Wait, what is that you're working on?" Oh, I like what would you call them? The Leaf Peepers. Jim, come here. You gotta see this.
So I will tell you guys, I read an article about the Leaf Peepers in particular because I was like, what the fuck is this?
Right?
So they actually, Leaf Peepers was the name they came up with because of people coming to Vermont to Connecticut to see the leaves. And their original idea was a guy with binoculars in the bushes as the
Oh boy. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's Tank pointing out, keep that leaf away from schools and parks.
yeah.
It's the bug eyes for
solid,
me.
though.
It's
Yes.
the bug eyes for me that gets me.
Yeah.
Are you seeing these leaves though, Mike? I mean, oh my.
Whoa, look at those colors.
I
like that. I like
That's
that.
since 83.
Biscuit saying they need to have George McFly night at the Peepers game. And then Sarah saying Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get them? Peepers.
Love it.
Mhm.
All right, so let's go the next one from Hartford. So the Yard Goats, they're not just the
Wait,
Leaf
the
Peepers.
Yard Goats?
Yeah, that's their normal.
How is that
Yeah,
your
that's their
normal name? And you're like, yes, we can do better.
I don't
Damn.
I mean, the Yard Goats is impressive enough.
That's
I was just gonna say, not to mention, it's all about selling merch, baby. Like, come on.
Oh,
Like,
it's
that's
all
what this
about
is.
the merch.
And I'm here for it. Like, that's what makes this great, is that they put a bunch of money into this stuff to sell it.
Yes, and to your point, Scott, like having the Leaf Peepers logo on a hat is
Yes.
like such a conversation
Yeah,
starter.
I was just gonna say, with no
was that?
reference,
Honestly,
people
and
will
even with
ask
that
you what the hell
brown?
it is, because there's, I mean, like, outside of being in Hartford, how many people are gonna know that obscure of a fucking reference? Like, anywhere else in the country, you wear that hat, and people are gonna be like, "What the hell is that?"
At least 8 people. Or no, I guess 8 plus me and Scott. So 10 people. Because there's 8 people watching. And
Also, Hartford is going with an alternate identity this year. The Hartford Thunder Chickens.
wow. Yeah.
I need that on a hat. I need that on a hat.
For the audio-only audience, the Hartford Thunder Chicken is a turkey because apparently that's
that's why I'm laughing at like
it's
the
a
wrongness of this name and everything.
getting struck by lightning. So in the name Thunder Chickens, they
Oh
went
my
over
God.
2 on the logo because it is a turkey getting struck by lightning.
That's what was making me laugh so hard. I'm like, there's no thunder, and isn't that a turkey? Oh,
Like,
it's amazing. It is amazing. The look on that turkey's face, dude. Oh my God, he's getting shocked to shit.
Dude, you got to check the private chat because I looked up the merch for the Leaf Peepers. It's even better than I could have imagined.
Oh,
like,
my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
My goodness.
You just pull it up. Like,
Wow. Yes. Yes.
All right, we're gonna share that tab.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go ahead and scroll.
that
through the
that
Leaf
hat
Peepers
is
merch.
dope.
I mean, look at that
hat-
shit. That is
The
so
hat is
fire.
fantastic. That's a
Yeah.
good looking hat right there. But guys, look at this
Right?
jersey. Look
That,
at
Dude.
that jersey is loud. I love it.
Ugh.
I'm peeping those leaves on that jersey.
Yes, sir.
That's Mookie. You're right. Also, I need this shirt.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that shirt is dope.
And this is how I'm going to be working out next week is with the Hartford Leaf Peepers Junk Brands
Yes.
headband.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, dude.
I mean, look, you're gonna work out. I'm gonna rake the leaves in the front yard. It works for so many things. Now, what I'm a little disappointed in is the Thunder Chickens. They must have just come out with that because that has not yet hit the store, it seems.
Look
But
at
this
that.
one's also dope. I love.
Look, we're getting some. mixed
You know what else
reviews in the
saves? You know
chat.
what else saves this? The Thunder Chickens. What else saves it is the color scheme.
the Lakers
I think-
colors.
well, no. I mean, ignoring that. it has
No,
the
it's
Lakers-
not Lakers. Come on now.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, don't. Let's not evoke that.
Thunder
But
Chickens color. The Lakers got Thunder Chickens colors.
just yeah,
you-
exactly.
Facts.
In general, I just like the color scheme. Like it fits with like the ridiculousness of the logo and all of it. It's like, well, that's a turkey and that's lightning, purple and gold. Why not?
Well, and it's interesting because yes, Scott, it's absolutely a turkey. It's
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
The
not a
gobble.
chicken.
No,
That's
and
a
that's
turkey.
what I was saying. So
It's got the
Thunder
gobble.
Chicken is like another name for turkey. So that's their
Oh,
shit.
they're playing
The
on that.
turkey.
That
Okay,
yeah,
well-
there's layers to
Yeah.
this shit, man. That-
But
that
it
was
is
that was a good one.
hilarious to be the Thunder Chickens and it's a lightning turkey on your logo. That's the best.
Again, I like that logo isolated on a t-shirt.
that's why I was
here
looking for it.
I'm
Tank
here
said
for
dumpster fire though. Tank is saying
Oh,
dumpster fire, and
Hank,
Gabe
no,
asking,
no.
did a kid name this?
Okay, we just uncovered the etymology of the word. So.
Saying fucking Connecticut.
Well, I mean, anyone can say fucking Connecticut for anything, and they'd be right. I mean, there's no substance to that, Matt. The one thing, though, Mike, I gotta ask you guys: is the Thunder Chicken thundering, or is it getting struck by lightning?
Thundered. If you look at that,
it looks
logo,
exactly. That's the only thing
getting thundered.
Yeah, when I get thundered, that's what I look like.
Right. This turkey is getting pegged by lightning. Is what's happening in the logo.
And I got it. You know what? This is what turns me off a little bit. I don't know if that turkey gave consent based on its emotions, as Sarah said.
Good point. It was not ready.
His emoting is amazing.
I also love that it's been trademarked. It's like you've got the logo.
These have all been trademarked.
Little TM down there. They're like, don't you dare steal this Thunder turkey.
Don't you take our Thunder chicken. Let's go to Scott's old stomping grounds for this next one. The Toledo Mud Hens are rebranding for a game, and they are going to be the Toledo Mud Crawlers with the duck riding a Jeep, like kicking up mud.
This is fire because again, like you go to the whole Jeep is a big thing in Toledo. I mean, you already have the mud and the well, I guess it's a duck. I mean, not a hen. I don't know how that works, but
I got to be honest. I'm leaning towards dumpster fire because I thought this was the Akron Rubber Ducks instead of the
See, that's what I was trying to remember too. Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I think that the logo is actually baller by itself, but it doesn't necessarily fit
for Craig. Oh, he backed it in. We're going to overtime.
Fair enough, Mook.
Thank you for that.
Exactly why you switch it back to his face instead of just the logo.
Tank calling this one a dumpster fire as well.
Yeah.
Not a fan of this one. And Sarah saying lame. It's not a far enough departure.
I will give you that. It needs to go further with it.
But okay, now I tend to agree. But Gabe making a good point. Is this thing giving up the shocker?
Yes. I wondered that earlier too. I was like, the way that the fingers are positioned,
it's more like the TMNT 3, I think, more than the shocker, if I look at it right. Which, I mean, you can still be effective with the TMNT 3, but it's not quite the shocker.
But if you only have 4 digits, is that the shocker for 4 digits? I like.
And is that the shocker for a rubber duck or a hen? Maybe
I haven't thought about before.
Maybe it's layered like the other logos. Maybe there's some hidden meaning here. It's like, well, that's actually the shocker if you were a duck.
They're called the Mud Crawlers. So yeah, there's some layers.
They're getting dirty.
Yeah,
clearly.
He's giving the shocker here.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm a power wheel.
It does give off strong power wheel vibes. Which again, though, if you've got a power wheel that can really crawl through the mud, like respect. Can you put snow tires on a power wheel or snow chains?
I don't know. All right, this next one, I will come out right away and say the logo sucks. So we are not judging this one based solely on the logo. We've got to take the name into account on this one. All right. So this is Winston-Salem Dash. Didn't know that was a thing. Terrible team name. But they are going with an alternate identity at some point this year as the Winston-Salem Hooch Pooches. And they've got like a dog, like a little what is that? A French bulldog, maybe that's dressed like Al Capone, and he's got.
I kind of you hating on the logo, but I kind of dig it. Like
it's just it's not up to. Come on, it's not up to like.
It's not as fun.
Leaf peppers. Or
good.
Leaf peppers, leaf peepers,
which is funny because the whole time, every time I looked at peepers, I wanted to say peppers. And with the color scheme, with the orange, yellow, and red, it does look like peppers. But anyway, I dig this logo. I mean, it's not like terrible.
But it's not alternate identity good. Like this is a solid minor league brand that like should just be their name for the whole time. Like it should just be the team. That you're mixing it up. Like Bruce Wayne didn't wake up overnight and decide to be like a little bit more exciting Bruce Wayne. No, he became fucking Batman. Like this ain't no Batman.
It's a Hooch Pooch.
Sarah, great point. Are they the Winston-Salem Dash because they have a dash in their town's name? Probably.
Okay,
that's
that's probably it.
probably
But what's their regular logo? What's their brand look like now? Like what do you have for a logo if you're called the Dash?
Biscuit saying, "I'm just happy they're named after cigarettes." Oh, you know what, Biscuit? We got a low bar tonight.
Got a low bar tonight.
We hit like 2 all night long.
Well, they're not up to our usual stuff.
Scott, Winston-Salem Dash is actually kind of
That's hard.
Great. No, that's not.
No, that looks like some generic Madden bullshit. That's not good at all.
Dude, I love this because
Like
it
that-
reminds me
in
of
fact,
Wayne
that doesn't
Gretzky
look like-
hockey.
That doesn't look like a minor league logo whatsoever. Like that looks like somebody
Absolutely
that
looks
tried
like a minor
to.
league logo.
That looks like something that was submitted to a minor league logo contest.
You know
like,
what this looks like? This looks like the logo for like one of the softball clubs that plays at the
Yes,
field.
this is a men's league Friday night.
Yes, that's
league
what it looks like.
logo.
That does not the rebranding.
This one?
That's minor league baseball.
I mean,
right.
now this puts this in a lot different light. Yeah,
Right. That's they should just stick with that.
for where they
Screw the
started, where they finished is pretty impressive now.
All right, so we're fire or dumpster fire on the Hooch Pooches.
I'm going fire.
Fire.
Ugh. Yeah, I guess fire.
Oh, that sounded more like a dumpster fire to me than a fire.
Look, I ain't gonna burn that dog. I would never burn a dog. That's just not who I am, Michael Vick. But it could be better.
Next up is the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. That's their real name. That's what they go by regularly. They are adopting an alternate identity for at least a game this season where they will become the Binghamton Bathtub Donkeys. And
I mean,
here is a donkey washing his
Fire.
back with a bath in a
Fire.
clawfoot bathtub that is. The feet are actually baseballs. He's got a bath cap
A
on.
buck-toothed donkey with a baseball shower cap and a bat as a fucking backwasher. This is so fire. This is so fire.
I can't help but
Again,
wonder.
I can't. There's no way that this is like their regular logo, their regular branding is not better than this. This is better than whatever they have. This is amazing.
I can't help but wonder if it's a commentary on the current state of the Democratic Party. With
It
with the
really
way
does
that
look like
donkey
the
showing up.
Democratic.
I mean,
Like, yeah.
They're in their bathtub, scrubbing their. I mean, who scrubs their back with a baseball bat? I mean, come on now, that ain't gonna feel good, even if you are a donkey. I love it though, man. Like, there's a lot they can do with this.
Said, hey kids, just remember to wash your ass.
Okay, this was a high bar, but still.
Yeah, but that's fire. I love
That's
that
beautiful.
one. Yeah,
I can't
It
wait
is-
to see what they do with it too.
It is
that
pretty
is
amazing.
great.
What do you
Like,
mean? You can't wait to see what they do with it. This is what they did with it.
Well, no,
they
I mean
made
how it's going to look on a shirt or a day of the game. What are they going to do with this alternate identity? There's so many options. Do you think they're going to have like a bathtub race around the bases or
donkeys.
right?
That's a winner. That is a winner, man.
Because you know what people do is they put their donkey in the bath. That's how they
and
got
again, the buck-tooth nature of the donkey. Like, there's so many subtleties. The baseball shower cap is killing me.
Scott said, or Matt Barr said, Scott saying fire.
Oh,
for the
God
Mets
damn it.
organization. You love to see
Ooh,
that.
got him.
Hey, no, Scott, don't feel bad. This
That's-
is like listening to Ignition Remix. Like sometimes you
I
just
know.
gotta swallow it.
Yeah,
and
you do. You
Pause.
do. Yeah, pause. You do just have to swallow it. But I will say, I do my best to not. I like it when I don't know what the affiliation is, so that I don't have to think about whether I don't want that to skew my thought process on it. Like that one, the Flapjacks one, that was for the Phillies, but I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it. Like, it's whatever. Like, if it's fire, it's fire. So even if this is the Mets, like the Bath Donkeys, like, how can you not love it?
So you take it. So like he says, 7th inning stretch. They lower a live donkey into a hot tub on the third baseline. Like, yeah, minor league teams do that kind of shit. So I can't wait to see what they do with their bathtub donkey weekend.
I feel like Peter would have a problem with that.
Peter, they got problems with everything.
They do.
They got
I feel like
their
they're
zone's getting flooded like everyone else, Scott. They got plenty to deal with to worry about minor league baseball. I mean, like, I can't get over the Leaf Peepers alternate jersey. Like, that's what I mean, too, though. Like, imagine what you could do with a bat donkey. Put that in front of, like, a bunch of, like, bubble or suds on the, like, you know, under part of the jersey. Like,
yeah.
Man, fuck. You could have bath donkeys shower caps.
You could.
That exact one.
That would be.
I'd rock that.
I would, but it'd be cool to say.
Yeah, I wouldn't rock a shower cap either. I don't do that.
All right, we're low on time. I got 2 stories for you.
He says 9 minutes in overtime.
We'll do this very quickly. Let's start off with some basketball.
Boom shakalaka!
They retired the jersey in Illinois of Terrence Shannon Jr. this weekend, which is weird because Shannon, like, if you know the history of him at Illinois, very tumultuous time.
Oh, yeah.
He came to Illinois. He played a season. The next year, he was accused of some wrongdoings, not getting consent. He was suspended. Then he appealed the suspension. Then he was reinstated. And then later he was found, he was acquitted of all charges. And now this felt like Illinois being like, our bad, right? My bad. Come on, man. Like, to retire the jersey of somebody who played at your school for 2 years is a little bizarre to me, even though he was like the all-time high scorer in Illinois history and was like the Big Ten tournament player of the year or something like that.
I mean, he didn't win him a national title. Like,
he did not. But that's not the story of the jersey retirement, because they had the big ceremony. Terrence is there on the court. He pulls the cord to reveal his jersey that is about to be lifted up into the rafters, and it's upside down. My man had to sit there and look at his jersey upside down while everybody pointed and laughed. Some poor freshman that set this up got fired from the athletic department that day, and now has to find a new job on campus. Mookie, how'd you feel when you saw this happen?
Or hear me out. They didn't get fired. They got a nice little bonus on their cafeteria card. Like, it just fits with, like you outlined, with the whole saga. Like, it is a saga. Terrence Shannon Jr.'s trip there at Illinois. Like, at least it made the news, because I feel like if this hadn't happened, they would have raised the banner and nobody outside of Champaign would have noticed or cared.
Guys, I just realized, and I don't have the video clip. I can't find the drop, because there it is. As I'm realizing what I just said about Terrence Shannon Jr. and how he was acquitted of charges and all that, do we think maybe this was a protest? That somebody doesn't believe that he was actually innocent of what he was accused of doing? And their way of giving the middle finger to Terrence Shannon Jr. was to say, you know what? That jersey's going upside down, motherfucker. I'm ruining your day.
That would be
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it is not a good relationship between him and the school of all of the things that have transpired. Some people will say he was, wrongly accused, but then, facts might be different. People don't forget. Like, this feels like it was on the nose. And I think my favorite, I thought you were going to the video of after this happened, the dude off to the right, whoever that was, the event coordinator, the MC or whatever, you could see him out there making a big stink. And I was like, man, that guy is like awfully animated for this. Yeah, this dude off here to the right, that bald guy. Director.
That's the Illinois.
Yeah, so the AD was like livid, but like in a way that you're like, if this is like, you wouldn't be gesturing this like boldly. If like this was real, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You'd be trying to minimize it and maybe try to make light of it instead of drawing attention to it the way this dude was.
Mook, he went out to the post-game presser after this. He went out to the post-game presser in front of the coach before the coach got up, and he was like, I just want to address the situation that happened at halftime when we retired Terrence's jersey. Listen, while I wasn't the one that actually hung the banner, at the end of the day, everything in this building is my responsibility. So I take responsibility for that. Like went into full on coach speak and apologized and like, I take full responsibility. I've apologized to Terrence and his family. I feel terrible that we've robbed this young man of his day. I'll now take any questions that you have. But now I'm on board
because all it takes is when someone starts acting a fool is like in passing down the hallway, you go, yeah, it'd be a terrible thing for you to have your banner hung upside down in the rafters at the end of your career. And people are like, oh,
Scott,
bodies.
how are you feeling about the conspiracy theory that this was done on purpose?
I'm in. I'm all the way in. I love this, and I hope it was. I hope it was done on purpose, and I more so. I hope that threat. I hope that threat is something that happens, like just casually. It'd be a real shame if you just get hung upside down one day. I'm just saying. Like I wouldn't be the one who actually hung it upside down. But it would be not great if it ended up that way. You know what I'm saying?
You miss a team meeting or break a team rule and you go into the locker room before the game and your jersey's hanging upside down in your locker. Like
sending messages.
We don't have a drop for this last story, but in Romania, there was an MMA fight where they pitted 10 lightweight amateur MMA fighters against 2 heavyweight professional MMA fighters. And it was pure chaos. 12
like all at the same time
in the octagon, all at the same time.
Oh my Lord.
And
the fuck we don't have a drop for it. Continue.
What in the fuck?
What is this?
One time into the octagon, even though it was really a circle, because apparently in Romania it's a circle instead of an octagon.
But why does it say? Oh, Las Vegas was advertising. My bad.
Yes, LasVegas.ro, which is the Las Vegas of Romania. For those degenerates in Romania.
Why didn't anyone tell me about this?
So these 10 lightweight amateurs fought 2 heavyweight professionals. It was, like I said, absolute chaos with just dudes throwing haymakers. By the way, this picture right here, what is this back tattoo my man is rocking here?
Did he get a dick drawn on his back?
It looks like he got a dick drawn on him before the fight. In the end, Scott, who do you think came out victorious between 10 amateur lightweights and 2 professional heavyweights?
The guy with the dick on his back.
That guy specifically won.
I was gonna say, just to be specific,
Yeah.
whoever the guy in the
himself.
scenario was one with a dick on his back, he won. He had to fight his way out of that. He's like, whoever drew this dick on my back, it was one of you 9 assholes. I fucking know it.
Oh, wait a minute. So how great would it be that after the one team beats the other team, then the team has to turn on themselves and then fight it out till there's one man left standing? That
to be fair,
epic, man.
he looks like one of the 2 heavyweights, which is, I'm guessing, who won one of the 2 heavyweights.
The heavyweights did win. The 2 heavyweights came out
my
victorious
God.
against 10 amateur lightweights. One of the heavyweights did get knocked down, but was able to get back to his feet and end up winning the fight against 10 amateurs.
They didn't end up fighting each other at the end in like Survivor style.
Sarah, the dick pic expert over here, saying looks like just a sack. Says got both the testes.
One's hanging really low there.
Hey man, that's just human anatomy, right? Also, Gabe pointing out that Xavier did correctly hang 2 banners this weekend for Amber Harris and Phillips, which I'm sure they loved having their names put on top of that wonderful graphic of the 10v2. What do they call this? Was there like Royal Rumble? Was there a name that they branded this with? The ruckus in Romania?
I don't know. The future of MMA is.
Biscuit saying it's not a dick. It's a logo. Getting ahead of the curve. Leave peepers for life out here, baby.
10 gave him a name. Rosenzo Dickback Rosvolskia.
Oh man, imagine getting the leaf peeper tattooed on you. Like, imagine going to the tattoo artist and think, yeah, I'd like this tatted on me. I mean,
that's
leaf peepers for life, baby.
Yeah, imagine that. It would be dumb enough to do that. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "That make a sweet tattoo." Boys, let's talk about these beers that we were drinking tonight. We're rating them as always on Caesar scale, dog or no dog. Scott, what were you drinking tonight, dog or no dog?
Urban Artifacts Chime, their vanilla orange sour, 6.7%. Dog.
Mookie, what are you drinking, dog or no dog?
Breakfast at Wiley's from Wiley's Root Brewing Company, French toast flavor. Absolute dog. Even though it's 3 years young.
Sure.
French
French toast stout. I was drinking Header Juice from Other Half Brewing, 5.5%, double dry hopped IPA. Absolute dog. This was like a dad pop, fellas. Hazy ass dad pop. Boys, this was a show.
This was a show.
This was an absolute show that we just did here tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. All of you leave peepers in the comments. We appreciate you so much.
It was like when OJ bullies Nicole and wait, what?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's growing. Those numbers are creeping up little by little. So tell a friend, share out the show, tell them, hey, check these guys out. You might enjoy it. It might be something you can listen to for an hour and 50 minutes. But hit us up, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Tons of content going up there. So make sure you're subscribed. Tell a friend to subscribe. Help it grow. Be sure to follow us at Craft Beef Sports. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. We're on all those, so go do that. That's the show in between the show. That's where you can catch up on me randomly thinking of something to put on the internet and then being disappointed that only 2 people like it. Join the Facebook group. It's the only reason to still have Facebook is the comment section come to life, so go join that. That's a good time. And shout out Belly Up Sports, bellyupsports.com. Tons of great content there. Shout out to all the Belly Up Sports podcasts on the Belly Up Sports Media Network. Go sub, rate, review all of those. We will see you all next week. Cheers, everybody.
Ski slopes every day.
You'll never walk alone. Horns up.
I don't know much about your show or what's going on.